Begins with a small moment. The boy saw that his dad hadn't finished his yogurt and reached out to take it. Unexpectedly, his dad snatched it away from him and sternly warned the boy not to touch anything he had already eaten. Little did the boy know, his dad was actually trying to protect him. John was a window cleaner who had recently been diagnosed with a terminal illness. He had less than 3 months to live, but his son was only 3 years old. John didn't dare to let him know the news and could only pretend to be casual, continuing to take care of his son. Normally, he would comb his hair and read to him, waiting until his son was asleep before secretly taking his medication. He knew his time was short, and the most important thing now was to find an adoptive family for his son. He found the adoption agency and explained his situation. Soon, he met the first potential adoptive family. They were upper middle class. They had a spacious villa in the suburbs and a large farm. John was very satisfied and thought that if Michael could grow up here, he would definitely have a better future than himself. However, during their conversation, the male host seemed to be a control freak. He mentioned that in the future, Michael would have to transfer to an elite school. Even if John said Michael preferred his current school to refuse, John knew that Michael would not have a happy childhood, living under controlling parents. On the way back home, he asked Michael if he wanted to live in the luxurious house they had just visited. Michael answered that he liked their current home. Hearing this answer, John felt bittersweet. The adoption agency suggested that John make a memory box where he could place his belongings or leave a message. When Michael turned 18, he would be able to open it and feel his father's warmth again. However, John was strongly resistant to the idea. Why does he have to know he was adopted? We will find him a family that will be his family, his only family. You won't even have to remember how useless his parents were. His mother leaves him and then his father dies. I mean, that will definitely fuck him up. Back at home, looking at his young son, he pretended to be normal. He took Michael to the park to play and eat ice cream, wanting to spend as much time with him as possible. But seeing the fathers playing soccer with their children in the park, he felt envious. He couldn't witness the scene of Michael growing up. That day, John went to work and looked through the window at the children in other people's homes. The scattered toys and the slide in the yard made him feel bitter. He also wanted to give Michael such a childhood. The next day, he took Michael to the second potential adoptive family. They were a loving, middle-aged couple with good personalities and a harmonious relationship. The husband loved to joke and was always cheerful, while the wife was good at making cakes. The couple had always wanted a child but couldn't conceive. They had adopted a little girl for 3 years and had an adorable pet rabbit. The conditions were quite good, but the only problem was that the male host was very afraid of dogs, and Michael had always wanted a pet dog. On the way back in the car, John asked Michael if he wanted to have a pet rabbit instead. But Michael said he still wanted a dog. It seemed that Michael and that family were not destined to be together. That day, Michael found a